Okay, we are officially live. Caroline, say what's up to everybody.
What's up, everybody?
So, guys, as you can see, we are not in the office. We are driving in the car right now, coming back from Scottsdale. So we had a appointment to go up to in Scottsdale. We are on the way back, and the show must go on because really something's been interesting that's been happening a lot. If you guys are joining us, we've been in real estate for the last 5, 6 years, and I'm fortunate to say we've seen a lot of good behavior and a lot of bad behavior. We've seen things. And by the way, guys, let me know, is the audio coming through clearly? This is my first time streaming on the phone. Hopefully, we should be back home in about 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, you should put in your AirPods right now. You should probably pick up your microphone here.
Mm-hmm. Well, then it's not going to pick you up.
Put it close in the mic. That's true.
Yeah, it's all good. Like, you guys let me know. I can't see because the stupid StreamYard thing. There we go. Jennifer says yes. Jenny says yes. Okay, cool. You guys can hear us. So this live is a little bit impromptu because it's more of a public service announcement, I guess you could say. And I'm gonna actually see what happens if we switch it up like this. Nah, I don't like it like that. I want to be full screen. So the reason we're doing this is, I would say over the last 12 months, we've witnessed. I'm not kidding and I'm not exaggerating. Well over $1 million worth of private money loans go disappear. Like deals have gone south, and it wasn't like it was a good deal and something bad happened. I've seen just a lot of negligence. I've seen just straight up bad performers. I've seen people get in over their head because they were a little bit hyped up and took off. They bit off more than they could chew, and unfortunately, we've warned people, and people are still going out and getting into bad deals. And 2026 is right around the block. And I want to encourage people to invest. I want to see people earn more money this year. I want to see people put their money to work. I mean, I'm a big Robert Kiyosaki guy. I do believe in putting your money to work, but I don't want to see people lose their hat. I don't want to see people lose their head because you recently had a lender of yours who had loaned you guys, well, I think you did something like $90,000 with them. So they did a $90,000 loan. They got their principal, their interest. You educated them on the process. You got to show them the behind the scenes on the deal from start to finish, A to Z. And they had such a great experience. You were their first power, you were their first lending opportunity. And because they had such a good experience with you, they believed that was the normal. So you set a really high benchmark, but also they just believed, well, everything's going to be this easy, and anyone who presents themselves with a deal must be operating with the same integrity as Caroline.
Yep.
And that person gave you a call and told you some details. What happened? What went on there?
Yeah, so I had a lender who I was their first borrower that borrowed on a deal from them. We were able to help the family. We were able to stop foreclosure, get the family moved into the next chapter of their life, and we flipped the house for them. And they got their money back in 90 days working with me, which was great. And then it took me a while to have another opportunity because I have so many people who want to lend with me right now. So I said, hang on to opportunity. He ended up not being able to wait because he was so excited. He had a great experience with me and lent to somebody else he'd never lent to before. But because he thought they were on the up and up because they were in a community, he lent $200,000 to them. And lending that $200,000, that person closed up their LLC and ran out on them with the money, and it's gone. And they didn't have all the documents filed correctly because they had such a good experience with me. And that's not the only story I've heard, but now they're out of that money. And it's because they thought everybody was just like me.
And so, guys, like, here's the thing. I want you to write this down. Success loves speed, right? Success does like a person that's able to move quickly, implement quickly, and get things done. However, you cannot, right? Speed and skipping steps are two different things, right? Like, you've got to move quickly, but you cannot skip steps, right? Climb the ladder quickly, but do not skip the rungs. You can't skip level 2. So this person did not do their proper due diligence. They did, and like, it's funny because I've had lenders personally not do due diligence with me. Now, granted, I know who I am. I operate with integrity. I'm always going to take care of people. Same way Caroline takes care of people. There's very few people I vouch for. Caroline's one of those few people that I ever vouch for. I obviously vouch for myself. So I know the level of integrity that I have. However, I now set expectation that if you're going to lend to me, you also need to practice doing due diligence on me. You need to practice doing due diligence on Caroline. What does due diligence look like? can you first off show me previous transactions? Can you show me proof of performance? Please write this down. Step one, ask for proof of performance. What qualifies as proof? Great question, Jabs. Proof, first, in the real estate space, it's the receipts. What we call it a HUDs, HUDS. Show me your HUDs, also known as settlement statements. When someone's able to show you a HUD or a settlement statement, normally if we were in the office, we would just grab you our HUDs. In fact, I forgot about this, that in the house, I have, remember like the HUDs, the HUDs bar?
The dry bar, yeah.
I totally forgot about that because I don't ever go down there anymore. And all my documents are, I have all my documents digital, and then I also have them printed out. And I forgot about the printed out version. I have a stack of HUDs in our bar because I don't drink in my house, but the house came with a bar. So there's just where alcohol should be, we just have receipts. We just have proof of performance, which personally I think it's kind of more of a flex.
I like the bar better.
Yeah, I think that's like, I'm 32 years old, guys. Yeah, the performance bar. I'm not trying to feel like crap tomorrow. But I like to be able to show proof of performance. So you want to be able to ask your investor, whoever you're working with, your JV partner, even if you're like bird dogging, let's say you're not lending money, but you're going to work with somebody, please find out if they can demonstrate proof that they've done what they say they've done. Can they back up their claims with evidence? Because if they cannot, I want you to be wary. I want you to consider the fact that, hey, I'm also new, and if you aren't yet proven, is this a case of you might be a good person, but the blind leading the blind?
That's a big one, and I'm going to say we're going to change. We're going to go in and out so we don't get out of the car. The other thing you should look for, if anybody's unwilling to give you those documents, that's when you should be concerned. If you legitimately have these, I was just talking to Michelle Bassan. She is the...
Actually, let's go to Panda Express by our house.
Okay, cool. She is buying RV parks all over the country. I called her yesterday. Somebody was like, well, what if I bring an RV park to her? And what's the opportunity? Well, I don't have a HUD. You don't need to bring the HUD. She should bring the HUD, and she'd be more than happy to. The biggest issue we're seeing today is so much fraud. Title companies are seeing fraud. They're putting, like, people are pretending to call our parents now. There's a whole scam with AI where they're pretending that it's you in the back of a car and they're scamming our parents. So one, educate your parents that don't answer everything. You should have a code word, but you should do that with your people you're thinking of lending with or working with. Not only should they have the proof and paperwork, they should be able to give you referrals and other lenders you can talk to and share their experience. Don't just take somebody's word for it. Take another person who's worked for them. Don't just take a Google review or experience. How has somebody else's experience been with them lending?
This is big, right? So I like what you said. We call this social proof.
Yes.
I love social proof. And I'm wary of when someone gives me a recommendation. If someone told me, hey, Marlon, you should go work with Caroline, my question is going to be to them, hey, how was your experience when you did a deal with Caroline? And if they say, well, I've never done a deal with Caroline, I'm going to say, you're not qualified to recommend Caroline then. Right? But I'm going to go and talk to the people. I'm going to say, hey, Sheena, what was it like doing a deal with Caroline? Hey, Elliot, what was it like doing a deal with Caroline? Hey, Gerald, what was it like doing a deal with Caroline? Right? Lindsay, what was it like doing a deal with Caroline? I want to ask the people, what was it like doing a deal with her? Because they will be able to say from a place of experience, hey, this is how she performs. She said she was going to do this. She did this. She said she was going to get it to me at this time. She got it to me on time. Or, hey, you know what? She told me she was going to be there on the 12th. She didn't show up till the 13th. Right? Whatever it is, I hate when people give recommendations because it's a dangerous place to give your opinion and recommendation because you are now vetting and qualifying for somebody because social proof is so powerful. I mean, there have been things that I've tried and that I've done because someone else vetted them and told me, hey, you could trust this person. So you have to understand when you are giving your seal of approval, this is why I'm guarded with my seal of approval. Caroline's one of the few people that gets my seal of approval. One of the few. Because I can't trust everybody. I haven't vetted. I personally have not done a deal and vetted everybody. And so you guys need to make sure you're doing your due diligence about who's being recommended and referred to you.
And should you take only one person's referral as well? Because here's the thing. Marlon got to experience the finest dining the other day, and somebody said it was incredible.
God.
We took my sister had her birthday, and we went to Olive Garden, and everybody there was like, Olive Garden's good. Marlon got to experience what franchise food tastes like, and realized these people have bad taste buds that are really enjoying Olive Garden. He did not have a good experience. So don't only take one person's word for it. You should check in with a few because we've also found It is sometimes the blind leading the blind, and people are overeager to get involved, and they don't know they're getting got in a bad situation. So you might find 2 or 3 people that are working with someone, and they actually don't understand they're in bad deals with them. You just saw there's somebody's doing bad. There's a person right now, the FBI's involved.
Yeah.
So you're 60 bad deals.
Check this out. That person that we're not going to say that person's name because that's still an active investigation. We don't want to get involved with it, but we do want to give you a heads up of the tactics this person was using. This person in their emails, this person has a picture with another investor who is actually a credible investor. I know this investor very well. She's extremely credible. She has raised $50 million worth of funds before the age of 22. She operates with the highest level of integrity. She's going through my coaching, my high performance coaching. So I vouch for her as well. I've gotten to see the insides of her business. I got to help her with putting together the insides of her business. Now, she met this person at a meetup. They came out to her event, and it's a meetup. People take photos with each other. So she took a photo with this guest, this attendee, and this individual has been taking that photo and making it his signature photo in his emails so that when he sends out emails to people, they assume by association that she's giving him the blessing. And so people are not doing their due diligence on this person. This person has, what, it's like 60.
We know of 60 right now. There's probably over 100, and it's still coming out. All the details are not out there. And this comes back into it. Any of the deals that I do, there's equity in them. And you got to make sure there's a spread so you guys can be protected. That was the issue.
Yep. So we're aware of 60 plus deals that are just awful deals. No equity. This guy doesn't have the credibility. But people, again, they threw their money into the deal without doing their own due diligence, without making sure that the numbers work, without making sure the deal works. Here's a question I want you to ask yourself when it comes to investing into a deal, whether it's putting your money into it as a private lender, whether it's putting your time and energy into it, whether it's putting your credit on the line, or whether it's a deal you're taking down. Ask yourself this question. If I had to buy 10 more of these deals all at once, all at the same time, would I be happy buying 10 of these deals all at once? If you're like, well, no, that'd be pretty bad actually to buy 10 of these deals because the numbers are tight, then you shouldn't be buying one of them. Caroline, the most recent property that you guys put under contract, the Snake House, would
Yeah.
you feel comfortable taking down 10 more of those based on the numbers?
Oh, I would be comfortable taking down 100 more of those. The numbers are incredible. We have about $1.3 million in spread on that from what it's worth all fixed up to what where the starting price is.
So effectively, there's about $1.3 million of equity, right? And I love when people say like, but Marlon, you can't find deals. That means she's buying this property at above, the property's ARV is what, like about
2.4 million.
2.4. You guys have it on the contract for 900,000,
Mm-hmm.
which means effectively you're buying this at less than 50 cents on the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
I have been told time and time and time again that in this market, you can't buy properties 50 cents on the dollar. It's impossible to buy. Not, at least not in a popular. Where's this property?
It's in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
One of the most popular places in Arizona. One of like the Beverly Hills of Arizona.
Yes.
You found a property for less than 50 cents on the dollar.
And here's the thing though, I'm going to tell you what our exit is. We're not actually buying it for 900,000. It just has that spread. We're working with the homeowner because it's in great shape and we're helping him list it. We're stopping the auction. We're helping him list it. So it is possible everywhere. We've done cash deals. You just put $400,000 in the pocket of a homeowner in California.
So let me ask you this.
And that was even steeper. That was actually like a 30 cents on the dollar.
Let me ask you, and I want y'all to think about this for a second. You get what you search for.
Mm-hmm.
People say that the deals don't exist. If you don't believe deals with equity exist, that you can't buy cash deals in this market, guess what? You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And we're not going to come and interfere with you. A man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. However, we believe that those sort of deals exist. I only want to buy deals that are 30, 40, 50 cents on the dollar. It's the only sort of deals that make sense. Especially guys, like the market is softening right now. If you're a lender, although you're not the one going out there operating, sometimes lenders look at it like, well, I'm not the one taking the risk. It's yes, you are. You're actually taking the most risk because you're the ones fronting the bill. Because if your operator isn't buying at a deep discount, if your operator does not have a proven track record, frankly, if they mess up, sure, you can say, well, I have first position. I can foreclose on the house. Do you really want to take a house that he overpaid for or she overpaid for? Do you really want to foreclose on that? Do you really want to take over a project and manage it typically outside of state?
No.
You want to protect yourself. When there's equity in the deal, let's say, like, I'm going to throw Caroline under the bus. Like, let's say Caroline totally screws up this deal and her lender lends into it. Well, what can her lender do? Her lender can take over the project and just do a fire sale. They can just auction it off and still walk away getting all their money back plus their interest and typically even make a profit.
Yep.
Those are the sort of deals you want to look for. Like, when I would bring deals to my lenders, I could see this look in their eyes where I'm like, you kind of want me to fail because if I fail, you get to take my deal.
I've had a few people be like, "Oh, wait a second. What's the spread on this?" And they're getting in because it is such a good deal. You're not betting on the property, you're betting on the investor who's been experienced. Like, that's, you want to work with somebody, an operator that knows what they're doing and they've been there before.
Yep. And guys, like, it's, again, you want to move quickly, but you don't want to rush, right? Take time to date. Take time to get to know people because if you're dealing with someone, for example, Caroline and I have been in the business for the last 6 years. I'm gonna do guys. I want to put my order in real quick.
Okay, what do you want?
I'm gonna do a plate with half white rice, half super greens, and double teriyaki.
Did you hear that? A plate. Okay, a plate with white rice, half teriyaki, and super greens.
You guys on live want anything? Kidding.
And then can I also do the
Second, guys.
I'm gonna do the
Welcome
I'll
to
do
a
the
day.
black pepper sirloin steak bowl. Yeah. I'll do fried rice. That's it. Thank you.
She's a fried rice girl. Who would have known?
Thank you. I gotta
All right.
change it up.
All right, guys. So yeah, just so you get to see, we do eat.
Happens every once in a while.
Happens every now and then. So also, you got an appointment later.
I do. I know.
So, guys, Rich, where are we? Where are we?
You know
We're
what?
at
Well, I was going to say we're at Panda
Panda
Express,
Express.
but the appointment I have later is somebody that we're helping. We're going to work with this homeowner. This is the biggest thing. Like, in 2026, we are going to stop 1,000 foreclosure auctions across the country, and we're going to help these families. We're going to help them get set up in the next chapter. This is a woman that is afraid. She has said, "How do I know I'm not getting scammed?" I think at least 4 times on calls with us, and she's afraid. She wants
Yep.
to meet us in person. And I completely understand because in the last week, we saw 2 families get scammed. It's happening more frequently than you think, not just on the lender side, but on the side of the homeowner. And I want her to know that when she's working with us, we're going to work together. We're part of a team now, making sure that she's getting set up in the next chapter of her life for success. And that's how I want to run my business. I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to make sure everybody's winning. So credibility happens everywhere.
Yeah, guys, like it's having integrity. One of the rules, I'm lucky where one of my first mentors, he taught me, Marlon, your first rule of real estate is you make money in Dubai. But he also taught me, Marlon, I believe this is rule number 6. There's 7 rules of investing. Rule number 6 is have integrity. Always, always, always have integrity because your reputation, because we're at the place now where our reputation actually brings us more deals, right? Like our reputation brings us private money lenders. Our reputation brings us deal flow. Our reputation is why people reach out and say, can we JV together? Quite frankly, I've been brought in on deals where, guys, I'm not going to lie, I brought 0 value to the deal. At like 0 value. I didn't bring money to it. I didn't find a deal. I didn't bring the operations to the deal, but I was brought in for no other reason because except for people are like, I like you and I just want an excuse to be able to spend more time with you because I want to be around more people who have integrity, who are the same on camera and off camera, who are the same in a public room and a private room because they're starting to see how rare that's becoming this day and age. Like, if you start to operate with integrity, you are playing the long game. Write this down for your notes, please. You want to play long-term games with long-term people. In fact, do me a favor, put that in the side chat. Play long-term games with long-term people. I love that. Jenny's inside here, and Jenny said, I'm going to put this up on the screen. Jenny said, yep, I saw that last night when Lindsay was on that call. So Jenny was on, we were doing live seller calls last night. So we were inside of my community. We were inside my mindset community and we were doing live seller calls. And on that live call, Jenny and everyone else, we had about 123 people on that call last night. 123 people got to see as Lindsay was talking to this homeowner, talking her off the ledge, talking to her about like, hey, I know you're scared. I know you're going through a rough time. And it's so interesting. You got to hear the homeowner say like, hey, can I tell you something honestly? I am scared. I don't know if I should trust you guys. I don't know if I should work with you. A lot of people are reaching like, this is a scary time for me and I don't know what to do. And being able to have proof. Like you guys were able to quell her worries by saying, "Hey, you know what? Look, I know you're nervous, but we could. What would? Here's one of my favorite things. Lindsay said, "What would make you feel comfortable? What would you need to see?" She said, "Well, maybe if we can meet in person, but I don't know if you could do that." She said, "Absolutely, we can do that. That's who you have an appointment with later." But Caroline was also able to say, "Hey, let her see our business Google reviews. Let her see the fact that we have 100 Google reviews organically, not paid, from families that we've helped, families that we never made a dime off of, families that we stopped the foreclosure for them for free, families that if they needed to sell, we were able to help them recapture their equity, people that were able to see like, wow, these people actually care." A lot of people reached out to us during this time, but this group, these ladies, they actually care. So operate with integrity, vet the people. Because if you don't, you are putting yourself at risk. You're putting your money at risk. You're putting your reputation at risk by associating with people who are not credible, all because you didn't do your proper due diligence. I can't emphasize it enough. And I know I repeat myself, but the reason I repeat myself is we need to be reminded more than we need to be taught.
Nothing's better than proof too. If they have actual proof, like this is what works for people. How many people have been enjoying watching us call homeowners and like, wow, this is actually so different than doing role plays. This is so different than just watching the recording.
Oh, it's huge, right? Because with the proof, like what I love about those live calls, in fact, what time is it right now? And we're going live in 9 minutes inside of my community. Wow, we really gotta get.
I know.
We're in 9 minutes. We're gonna be going live inside my community, and Caroline and her team, they're gonna be making live calls again. So they're gonna be calling homeowners along with everybody else in the community, talking to the homeowners in pre-foreclosure, talking to the bank, negotiating deals. Because ultimately, what happens is when you get to see us do that in real time, you now get to understand not only do we actually teach this, but we practice what we teach. And yeah, you know what? I just realized that from here, I typically always get bad internet connection right here. So the internet's probably going to start cutting. Yeah, so Mark already said very poor connection. So guys, give us 1 minute for the transmission to come through. Let me know in the side chat. Is there we go. All right, I think we're getting our connection back. It should work. Guys, give me a thumbs up in the side chat if you can hear me again. I'm telling you, we just gotta get a Starlink.
Starlink on
Guys,
top of the car.
help us get a Starlink on Caroline's Honda Accord. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be the people that have a Starlink on the car.
Stranger Things, like a little.
Perfect. So being able to vet and show proof. How I mean, like, by the way, how many of you have been who's been on those calls? Who's been on the live calls? Put one in the chat if you've been on the live calls, watching as the team's been talking to homeowners in pre-foreclosure. You've been watching Jennifer make calls. You've been watching negotiating with the bank inside of the community. I don't know how many people are in the chat. So let's see who's been showing up for that. Because I got a question for y'all. I want to know from people who've been showing up.
So the main thing is that people want the families in their homes and want them to continue making their payments. I mean, it's seen us help them see that.
Oh, they're saying bad. Spent too much money on Chipotle and Panda Express.
I'm done.
Let's see. Let me know when we're coming back. The audio's coming back clearly. Because listening to bad audio this off.
I would actually leave.
I personally, I believe anything that bad audio. Shannon says can't.
Okay, no. You know what? Since the connection's so
No
bad,
signal,
maybe we
no sound, just
can
noise.
test them. Dang. Refresh your page, maybe it'll let you kick back in.
I'm afraid if I refresh the page, it will end the stream. I'm able to end the stream.
Where are you on the internet?
Let's see. Not good. Lots of static.
Just refresh, see what happens.
I'm pretty sure. How do you feel about this guy?
I have 4 hours. Yeah, we'll do that.
Let's see.
Call homeowners.
Guys, are we live? Are we still here? Can you hear us? Now you're gone. Sounds like an old school TV channel.
Oh no.
There we go. Rich says audio good.
Told you. We just had to restart. I knew it.
I think getting on the Wi-Fi.
No, it was my idea.
All right, guys. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get up into the studio. So give us 1 minute. We're gonna get up inside the studio because from here, this is the fun of being on the fly. This is so interesting. Well, welcome to MTV. Welcome to my crib. Let me grab my laptop. Oh, I have my laptop already. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna bring it back up. Perfect, perfect. All right, Raquel. Man, this has got to be the weirdest YouTube video I think we've ever done. Okay, yep, you guys are just on a little adventure now with us in the house, or I should say with me. Yeah, Jennifer, this is very much real life. And so, pull the laptop out. By the way, I actually appreciate when these sort of moments happen because when these moments happen, here's what I think. So many times we're worried about being perfect. And I know I've done this many times where I want things to be perfect, I want things to be ready. And the reality is sometimes you've got to launch unperfect. You got to launch before you're ready, you get things started. Do I want to be in the car traveling while we are starting a YouTube live? Absolutely not. But that's the nature of building something. Some days are going to be perfect, some days are going to be imperfect, and ultimately you roll with the punches. So I'm switching over here onto our computer, StreamYard. Open this up, enter the studio. Enter studio. Okay. Perfect. I believe we are good now. So let me move this over here. All right. Love the transmit. There we go, Raquel. I love that. All right, guys. So first off, if you guys are jumping onto the live seller calls we're going to do in a little bit, we're obviously going to start that up a few minutes late here just because we're getting back in. Elizabeth, yes, we are in Gilbert. As long as you get to eat your food, I'm okay. I love that. Raquel, appreciate you. So we are officially back. And so just quick reminder right now. It's so important. Please, guys, do your due diligence. And I'm giving you all permission right now to, if someone presses you about you doing due diligence on them, they say, well, you should just trust me. I'm a leader in this community. I have 30,000 followers on Instagram. You should just trust that I did. I've already borrowed other people's money. Doesn't mean you've closed a deal. Doesn't mean you're credible. Doesn't mean you're allowed to say, hey, Marlon, blame me. Blame Marlon. Blame Caroline 1,000%. Say Marlon and Caroline said, you have to show me HUDs. You have to be able to show me physical documents. You have to show me physical paper that you've transacted, that you've completed the transaction.
I need to be able to call your lenders and they should be able to say, hey, you know what, Marlon performed, or your borrowers, he did what he said he was going to do. I should be able to talk to your partners. I should be able to, if you did a deal, there's no deal ever that's done in isolation. Deals involve other people. I should be able to check with those other people and I should be allowed to feel them out. If they're hiding those people and they say, oh, that person's not available, that's sketchy to me. Because if you had a good experience, if we did, guys, like there's not a single lender. Like I love Tanisha. Tanisha's one of my lenders and she is always open. She said, Marlon, if you ever want, you can let somebody call me and I'm more than happy to talk about the deals we've done. And Tanisha has her own positive credibility from her own work. Should you ask for HUDs from borrowers? Great question. Elizabeth, the answer, yes. If someone wants to borrow your money, if they want to use your funds and they're saying, hey, give me $100,000 so I can go get into this deal, you 100% need to be asking them, can you show me proof that you are going to use this money responsibly, that you've used other people? If they're like, this is my first deal. Look, I at one point had my first deal. At one point, I had to borrow money for the first time. And what did I do to make my lender more comfortable? I showed them, look, although this is my first time actually transacting on a deal, and I told them I was strict, I was 100% transparent. I told Tanisha before she even asked, I told her, you know, this is my first deal, right? But I'm buying it at such a steep discount. I bought it at such a deep discount at about between 40 and 50 cents on the dollar, that I said, look, even if I were to screw up, Tanisha, you could take this property over. You can own it yourself. You can resell it. You can fix and flip it. You can hold it as a rental. You have so many options with this property because of how much equity we have. So here's what's going to happen. Sorry for the impromptu Zoom from the or the YouTube from the car. We were hoping to have already been home and in the studio. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. But here's what we're going to do. We're jumping into my community right now to make some live calls to homeowners in pre-foreclosure. We'll answer any questions. I feel bad that we weren't able to be fully present like we normally are. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the Zoom link for you guys to jump into that private Zoom with us. If you want to come in there, if you have any questions, I'll just drop the Zoom link. In fact, if you message me, hey, I'm going to put my Instagram in the side chat. If you just message me like Zoom link, I will send you over to Zoom link while we're on that call, because I do need to get that call started for them, because it can't get going while, there we go. Caroline's starting that up for me over there. So I'm going to put this in the side chat. I will see you all inside there. Go into my Instagram, just message me the word, like just message me live, Zoom link, whatever. We'll go inside there and we will continue this conversation there. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Rocky, we'll see you there in a little bit. What's up, Elizabeth? We'll see you guys over there in just a minute inside the Zoom. So just message me the word live, and I'll send you that Zoom link.